Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am really excited to use more of my zucchini. All the zucchini that a friend gave me is ready to be put to use. Not all of it. I have a lot more left, but I made zucchini bread 2 days ago, and I've been eating on it, and it is absolutely delicious. Now I'm making zucchini brownies, and this is a new recipe that I'm creating, and it is going to be amazing. So if you like brownies, put brownies in the comments. If you've had some zucchini brownies in the past, I feel like I have, like post eating this way, pre-eating this way. I think I had them with regular flour and regular sugar. So I'm making zucchini brownies with allulose and monk fruit and coconut flour and almond flour. So tell me where you're watching from. I would love to know. It is a beautiful day outside again, and I didn't teach water ropes today. I taught swim lessons today. I walked. I'm gonna go walk this afternoon. What are you doing to move your body? I drank my ketones and my electrolytes, and now I'm ready to eat. And the girls are not here, and my husband isn't even here for eating tonight, so I get to make whatever I want. And which I do it kind of anyways, but not fully. The girls choose the protein and the veggie combination, but I'm making these brownies for myself and whoever else wants. Well, we'll see if my husband wants to eat them. So I'm going to start with my 4 tablespoons of melted butter. 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and then I am going to add my 2 beaten eggs. I think I want to beat them just a little bit more. I'm beating with my fondue stick. 2 beaten eggs, and then I am going to add a half a cup of allulose monk fruit. So tell me what you use. What's the brand? Which type? Is it stevia, erythritol, monk fruit, or allulose, or some blend? I'm using the allulose monk fruit blend by Impact. I get it on Amazon. It is my favorite for baking. I use stevia for my coffee. All right, where my whisk is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to whisk this with a half a cup of my allulose monk fruit blend. And then if you have vanilla extract and want to use it, a teaspoon of it is what you will add. It is an optional ingredient in this recipe that I'm creating, and one that I don't have, that's why it's optional. If I had it, I think I would use it. So if you don't have it, skip it. I just don't have it right now. I ran out. So we have this. It's getting very creamy. That's how I want it. It is quite creamy. And now I'm going to mix my dry ingredients, and then I'm going to let the dry and the wet mix and sit together. So tell me where you're watching from. If you like brownies, put the word brownies in the comments. Hi, Jeanette. Hello, hello. Now for the dry ingredients. So I'm using a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. This is Anthony's brand from Amazon. 2 tablespoons of almond flour, and 1/3 cup of cacao in powder form. This is Navita's organic cacao, and it's unrefined and 100% cacao. So it's not cocoa powder, it's even better. It's cacao, pure cacao. It's not been refined, so it keeps all of its minerals. And then I'm going to add, I'm looking around, a half a teaspoon of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. And a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt. Alabama, Jeanette, awesome. And you love brownies with walnuts. Awesome, that's a good idea. If you also would add a nut to yours, what nut would you add? This is a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt. What nut would you add to yours? I don't mind brownies with the nuts, but I prefer them by themselves. But they are good, and I know a lot of people like them. So tell me in the comments if you would add nuts to your brownies. All right, like chopped nuts versus the almonds and the coconuts that are in here. Now I've mixed all of this, and I am going to, I've got a photo bomber coming. Always the photo bomber coming. All right, I'm going to mix this with my wet ingredients now. And I want it to sit a few minutes because I want the coconut flour to start to absorb the liquid. Because the zucchini is what I need to add. I forgot. The zucchini is already really wet. And it's going to be, I want the zucchini to be able to be absorbed too. So I'm going to mix this, and then I'm going to mix the zucchini into this. Kind of, I was gonna say kind of fold it, but I did squeeze out as much as possible, as much as the zucchini, the water from the zucchini as possible. I used a little towel and squeezed and added until I had it like packed plus squeezed and added. So this is mixing slowly, which is fine. It's good. This is, I'm counting this as the minutes that it's staying here, but you can let it sit for like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not going to do that on here just because of time and not wanting to bore you while it sits. But now it has been mixed almost. Just a few bits on the sides. Now it is nice and fudgy. And I'm going to add my 1 cup of squeezed, you can tell it's like squeezed out, zucchini, shredded zucchini. So I'm going to get this well combined with all of this chocolatiness. And if you like to use Lily's baked chocolate chips or Bake Believe chocolate chips, those give me gas. They have inulin, or they have chicory root fiber or sunflower lecithin or something that makes me have gas. But you could also use my chocolate and cut that into little pieces. To me, that sometimes it feels more work, so I don't do it. But this is great even if you don't add that. Chocolate chips. All right, it is almost mixed. And the zucchini gives it this amazing moistness that it already has, but even more. Now, I'm not adding a parchment paper to my 8x8 Pyrex, but you can do that. I used avocado oil, or you can use coconut oil. You can also substitute the butter with coconut oil in the recipe. All right. So now I'm gonna put it in here and spread it flat. It is definitely, which is great. I'm glad that it is not behaving like a liquid right now so that it can actually cook. And then I have my oven preheated to 350, and I'm going to bake this for 20 minutes, and then I'll probably need to do another 5 or so. It does need to be kind of set and not moist. I like my brownies kind of underdone normally, but I don't want them to be undercooked. So rather than, I don't want them to burn either. So you just have to keep an eye on it. And then I'm gonna make sure you can see this. I think that the camera is not angled well. Down. So this is like zucchini extravaganza week. I'm leaving for an event called Extravaganza. Ah, wonderful, Jeanette. I'm leaving for an event called Extravaganza, and so why not have a zucchini extravaganza before I go? All right, so tomorrow is Wednesday, and I will be making another zucchini dish tomorrow night with shredded zucchini because I have a lot left. So we're gonna have another dish with zucchini. Now, one thing I did not check is if this is gonna be sweet enough for my taste. If before you put it all the way in here, you can taste it to see if it's gonna be sweet enough. I'll tell you for my taste, I'm a little on the sweet side. It's good. I think it might be okay. But you can taste it and see if you need more sweetness or not. Actually, it's really good. I want some more. Okay. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. Here's about how high it is. It probably will raise slightly, but not terribly. And it's gonna be amazing. Have a wonderful day. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.